Okay, hello children once more. Welcome to another edition of this English lessons that we are giving you. Today we'll continue again with the grammar lessons that we had started in the previous class. In the last few classes we discussed certain things in grammar that are very important because they come in your exams. We discussed the passive voice, we have also discussed the indirect speech, we discussed the phrasal verb. Today we are going to discuss this. Now this is also a very important question. As you can read over there, this is with the transformation of sentences from one form to another form. Simple, compound and complex sentences. Now this question also carries 1 mark. You will get one question in the exam carrying 1 mark, like for the indirect speech and for the passive voice. This is a little bit more complicated than the others, but we will not go into the details. Yesko tapaharule detailed ma you will get a very detailed description of what these sentences are in the class 9 textbook. We are not going to discuss the structure of these of the sentences with regard to the technical terms that are used here. Here what we have done is we are trying to give you the hint on how to attempt the question in the exam, though I wish to say that this is not the correct way of learning about these sentences. The correct way is the way that is mentioned in your class 9 textbook. Very briefly, very shortly, in a very short form, I'll tell you exactly what these sentences are. Simple sentence bhaneko simple sentence ma euta subject ra euta predicate matra huncha, or you could even call it a main clause, which will come in the other sentences. अब त्यो त्यसै कारण मैले फर्स्ट त्यो क्लासमा डिस्कस गरेँ होला सब्जेक्ट के हो, प्रेडिकेट के हो भनेर. आई हैड गिवन यू दोज टर्म्स व्हिच आई हैड टोल्ड यू टू फाइंड आउट. So a simple sentence has just one subject and one predicate. A compound sentence is made up of what is known as a main clause. A compound sentence contains more than one main clause. It can have 2, it can have 3, it can have 4 and so on. That is the definition. Complex sentence is a sentence which is made up of one main clause and other dependent or subordinate clauses. त्यो डेफिनेसन भनेर तपाईहरुले बुझ्नुहुन्न. तपाईले यो डेफिनेसन्सहरु क्लास 9 को टेक्स्टबुकमा नि हेर्नु सक्नुहुन्छ. त्यहाँनिर एक्जाम्पल सँगै पनि देखाइदिएको छ. Or like I have always been repeating since the beginning, you can check out these grammar videos that are available in YouTube. Now, why is our class different to the classes that are given on YouTube or the definitions and the explanations that are given in the text? It is in this respect. The important thing, we have said before also, the important thing is not to know whether what we are saying or writing is in one of those forms, simple sentence bhane ki, compound sentence bhane ki, complex sentence bhane, that is not important. अब तपाईको exam point of view बाट हेर्यो भने this hint is I feel it is important. अब simple sentence हो भने यहाँनिर मैले लेखिदिएको छु, read pages 24 and 25 in this particular textbook. 24-25 मा detailed explanation दिएको छ. Apart from that, यो pages 24 देखि page 30 सम्म they have discussed this in a lot of detail with a lot of different types, and they have also given a lot of those grammatical terms. तपाईहरुले त्यो grammatical terms हरु सँग अब you should not be frightened of them. You don't have to worry about them. त्यहाँनिर भनेको छ infinitive भनेछ, त्यहाँनिर participles हरु भनेछ, त्यो pages मा conjunction को थुप्रो types हरु भनेको छ. You don't have to worry about what they are. The important thing I told you is what is given here. So if you read those 2 pages, on those 2 pages they have given you all the types of simple sentences. Exam मा दुईटा sentence दिएको हुन्छ. They will tell you to join those sentences into a simple sentence or a compound sentence or a complex sentence. कुन चाहिँ आउँछ हामी भन्नु सक्दैनौँ अहिलेसम्म. For your reference, the simple and the compound sentence have never come in your syllabus. Complex sentence चाहिँ आएको छ. So we'll discuss the complex sentence in more detail. So to begin with, simple sentence मा यो दुईटा पेजहरू पढ्नुहोस्. त्यहाँनिर एक्जाम्पल सँगै तपाईलाई एक्सरसाइज पनि दिएको छ. You can practice from there. But one very important, there are two things in a simple sentence. दुईटा एक्जाम्पल म अहिले अर्को के अरे बोर्डमा देखाइदिन्छु. यहाँनिर ing भनेर लेखेको छ. You must keep in mind that you can join two sentences into a simple one in most cases by using an ing word. This, in your book, this example is there in 2 or 3 of the sentences. They have called it by different names. The grammatical terms are different, but you just keep in mind that you must try to join, if this question comes, you must try to join them using an ing word. The examples are there in the book. That is the simple sentence. It has never come so far, but I am not saying it cannot come. It will in your exam because it is part of your grammar syllabus. The second thing is the compound sentence. अब compound sentence अघि भनिहाले तपाईको क्लास 9 बुकमा definition or on the internet you can find the definition. A compound sentence is made up of more than one main clause भनेको छ. अब त्यो main clause के हो, we will not go into the details there. Again, just keep these words that I have written in your mind. You can copy it down the way I have displayed it here. This is your hint. When you join two sentences into a single sentence using any of these words, and, but, nor, or, for, so, yet. अब this is in proper order. सबभन्दा ज्यादा यो र यो आउनु सक्छ अब आयो भने. So for example, I am good in studies but I am weak in games भन्यो भने त्यो सेन्टेन्समा but भन्ने शब्द आयो. त्यो but आयो भनेपछि that sentence you must automatically think that that sentence is a compound sentence. So in the exam, तिम्रो तपाईहरुको एक्जाममा if they tell you to join the sentences into a compound sentence, दुईटा सेन्टेन्स दिएको हुन्छ ब्र्याकेटमा लास्टमा join into a compound sentence भनेको छ भने you must try to apply one of these words in your answer. Usually your nor and or, usually if you use the word nor, you must also use neither. And when you use the word or, you must also use either. For example, neither am I good in studies, nor am I good in games. Either I am good in studies or I am good in games. So either or, neither nor भनेर हुन्छ. यति चारटा मात्रै याद गर्दा नि भयो. But apart from that, these are also there. Sometimes if that question comes and you cannot join the sentences using any of these words, then these words will be useful. For, so, yet भन्ने शब्दहरु लायो भने तपाईहरुले you can join two sentences into a compound sentence. अब these are all these words that I have shown you here are conjunctions, called conjunctions under the head conjunctions. These are coordinating conjunctions. When you use a coordinating conjunction, you get a compound sentence. Whereas to get a complex sentence, you use what is known as a subordinating conjunction. अनि यहाँ लेखेको यो सबै शब्दहरु subordinating conjunction भन्छ. This is just for your information. You don't have to remember those terms like I told you before. So simple sentence बनाउँदा join गरेर simple sentence answer मा simple sentence लेख्नु पर्यो भने keep in mind most of the sentences you can join using ing. But in the next screen, I will show you two very common and very simple examples. Apart from that, you read these pages, they've given you all the different varieties that may come. Compound sentence पनि आएको छैन अहिलेसम्म मैले भने आएको छैन भन्दामै neglect गर्नु भएन. Compound sentence बना भनेको छ भने you have to join using one of those words. So that is your hint. Now the most important is the complex sentence. This has come a lot of times in your exam. अब complex sentence, the definition says a complex sentence consists of one main clause and other subordinate clauses भन्छ. प्राय तपाईको एक्जाममा एउटा मेन क्लज र एउटा सबअर्डिनेट क्लज भएको भएर बनिन्छ, अब जोडिन्छ। कम्प्लेक्स सेन्टेन्समा मैले अहिले जे भने डेफिनेसन त्यो याद गर्नु परेन, क्लास 9 को किताबमा नि एक्सप्लेन गरेको छ। इफ यू रिमेम्बर देम, इफ यू नो व्हाट दे मीन, इट इज वेल एन्ड गुड, बट डु नट वरी टू मच अबाउट दोज definitions and those terms. What you have to worry about is these words that I have written here. तपाईको कम्प्लेक्स सेन्टेन्स भनेपछि जहिले पनि क्लज भन्ने शब्द आउँछ। When you discuss complex sentences, you come across the term clause. This word also I had written in that previous screen and I had told you all to try and find out what it means. अब यो क्लजहरू चाहिँ यिनीहरू जुन मैले लेखेको छु यिनीहरू सबै क्लजहरू हो। Now these are called dependent clauses or subordinate clauses. चार थरीको हुन्छ, चार थरीको तपाईको एक्जाममा आउँछ, आएको पनि छ। In this new syllabus, this relative clause has come. There are 4 clauses. एक्जाममा दुईटा सेन्टेन्स दिन्छ, ब्र्याकेटमा भनेको हुन्छ join the sentences into one complex sentence भन्छ, or instead of saying complex sentence they may say join using a relative clause, join using a noun clause, join using an adjective clause, join using an adverb clause भनेको हुन्छ। You don't have to worry about what they individually separately mean. यिनीहरू भिन्दै भिन्दै टर्म्स हो, यिनीहरूको फङ्सन भिन्दै भिन्दै हुन्छ। सेन्टेन्समा के फङ्सन गर्छ, कसरी के अरे what function they perform in the sentence, no need to worry about that. Just remember that if you hear these terms, if these terms are there in the exam, it means automatically means that they are telling you to write a complex sentence as the answer. Ab complex sentence ma this is the hint. Once in your recent madhyamik exam they have said join using a relative clause. Relative clause bhaneko when you join the sentences using one of these 5 words. When you join the sentences using one of these 5 words, who, which, that, whose and whom, you get what is known as a relative clause. Now, the confusing thing is, confuse कसरी हुन्छ भने कोही बेला directly relative clause join into a relative clause भने नि you have to try and join using one of those words. But you can also join sentences using those words and they can have what are known as noun clauses or adjective clauses or adverbial clauses. As I said, not to worry about that. Relative clause भनेर भनेको छ भने you will join using one of those. Anything else, if they tell you to join using a noun clause, कि adjective clause, कि adverb clause भनेको छ भने you don't worry about what that clause is and how you are presenting your answer. Just worry about that complex sentence and how you are going to try and join them. And this here is the hint. First one here, WH words भनेको छ. All WH words, some of them are here. WH भनेको यो who, which, whose, whom, सबै WH बाट स्टार्ट भएको छ, यिनीहरूलाई WH words भन्छ. Where, when. So for example, a sentence like this, I do not know where you live. WH word where भने. So that sentence is a complex sentence. We do not know when this lockdown will be withdrawn. When भने WH word ho, it is a complex sentence. So this is how you will have to try and identify a complex sentence. So your job in the exam is to try and use these words that I have written here when you join 2 sentences into a complex one. There are others, that hunja, if, because, as, since, although, after, while, unless. This is also given in order. प्राय जस्तो फेरि adverb clause हो भने you will use these words. If it is an adverb clause that they tell you to join the sentences, to use an adverb clause in the answer, you will mostly have to use if, because, as, since, although. Because, as र since को एउटै meaning हो, it means the same thing. I did not go home because of this lockdown. I did not go home as the lockdown is going on. Since, same meaning. अनि योहरू पनि छ, but mostly in the exam, if you keep in mind the WH words, the word that, if, because and although, most of your job of framing a complex sentence is done. Now, अब योहरू मात्रै भनेर भएन, here I have tried to give you the hints on how to go about forming these sentences. Now the important thing is to practice the sentences, which in this online class we cannot do. Again, if you wish to practice at home, you will find plenty of examples of simple, compound and complex sentences on the internet. If you've got a grammar book, the grammar book will have it. Your own textbook has, we won't say there are a lot of sentences, तर तपाईको textbook मा नि for the sake of practicing and for the sake of understanding this technique, there are lots and lots of sentences there. तपाईले textbook मा हेर्नु भयो भने complex sentence को जहाँनिर यो pages मा 24 to 30 भनेर तपाईको textbook मा मैले mention गरेको छु. In 1 or 2 or 3 of those pages they have discussed the complex sentence. तपाईले त्यो sentence structure त्यहाँ हेर्नु भयो भने in most all those sentences these words will occur. त्यो सबै sentence मा यो शब्दहरू हुन्छ. I did not go home because of the lockdown. Because भने complex sentence हो. WH words हरू अघि डिस्कस गर्यौं. यति मात्रै तपाईले याद गर्नु पर्यो. Relative clause use गर भनेको छ भने you have to use one of those 5 words, and this particular relative clause had come this year or last year in the board exam. Relative clause भनेर specifically mention गरेको थियो. Otherwise, if they simply say join into a complex sentence, there is nothing to worry about. You will try and join using one of those words. If they say relative clause, one of these 5 words. If they say noun clause or adjective clause, anything will do except for if, because and so on. Yo if, because, since, although भन्ने, these are used, generally used only with adverb clauses. So that is the only thing that we can do here. The important thing, I again repeat, is to practice on your own. To recollect again what we have done here: transformation of sentences, simple, compound and complex sentence. Exam ma khali 1 mark auncha. Now you must not again neglect this because it carries only 1 mark, or the indirect speech or the passive voice because they carry only 1 mark in the exam. तपाईले यो अहिले बुझ्नु भयो भने the same thing will come in your class 11 and also in your class 12 and later on in college also. The reason why these particular grammar is very, very vast. There are lots of things in grammar. Why is it that in your syllabus only a particular few items of grammar are taught? It is because these are going to be useful for you to understand the language better, and your ability when you speak. Like for example, when I am speaking right now, अहिले भर्खर पनि when भने, when बाट sentence start गरे भने चाहिँ I am using a complex sentence. So when I speak, some of the sentences that I am uttering are simple, some of them are compound, some of them are complex. So that is what I had to say regarding this particular item of grammar. I think this will be useful for you. Just keep in mind when you go just to write the exam, or when you are doing this item of grammar, remember these hints that I have given you. Try to join compound sentences using those words, try to join complex sentences using these words, and that is the hint that I have shared with you. In the next screen we will discuss 1 or 2 examples. The rest of the work you have to try practicing on your own. Okay, so there are these 3 examples here, but before we go to those examples, I am reading out the questions that have come 3 times in your recent past. The first question is this: you do not take care of your health. That is one sentence. You may fall ill. That is the second sentence. Then they have told you to join the sentences using an adverb clause भनेको छ. अब त्यो adverb clause भनेर मैले अघि पनि अघिको त्यो स्क्रिनमा पनि मैले भने, adverb clause भनेर you don't have to worry about exactly what an adverb clause is, what function it performs. Just try, if it is an adverb clause, just try to join the sentences using if, although, though, because, as, since भन्ने अघिको स्क्रिनमा मैले देखाएको शब्दहरूले जोइन गर्ने ट्राई गर्नुपर्यो। अब यहाँनिर केले जोइन हुन्छ भने you would have to say in the answer, if you do not take care of your health, you may fall ill. So your answer starts with if. You don't have to start it with if can be in the middle also. I have said, if you do not take care of your health, you may fall ill. That answer is correct because we are using the word if, that is an adverb clause. So adverb clause भन्नाले फर्स्ट स्क्रिनमा डिस्कस गरेको के चाहिँ याद गर्नुपर्छ, whether it is adverb clause or adjective clause or relative clause or noun clause, the answer that you are writing is a complex sentence. These are only different types of a complex sentence. The second example from your past paper, garbage causes pollution, first sentence. Second sentence, it may be used as a source of energy, and they have told you to join using a relative clause. अघिको स्क्रिनमा मैले देखाएँ who, whose, who, which, that, whose and whom. You have to try to join, because they have said relative clause, you have to try and join using one of these 5 words. Our answer will be garbage which causes pollution may be used as a source of energy. So which भन्ने शब्दलाई relative clause भयो. Also again, I'll repeat this again, which भन्ने शब्दलाई it is a complex sentence. So exam मा तपाईलाई bracket मा adverb clause नभनेर relative clause नभनेर सिधै उनीहरूले join into a complex sentence पनि भन्नु सक्छ. The third example, they have directly said join into a complex sentence. It was raining, the children could not go out to play. So the children answer, the children could not go out to play because it was raining. I use the word because, but in the exam they have said join into a complex sentence. Because भन्ने शब्द अघिको स्क्रिनमा डिस्कस गरेको, they could have also said join into an adverb clause. So basically what I am trying to tell you is, you do not have to worry when you join into a complex sentence. You do not have to worry when they ask you to join into an using an adverb clause or adjective clause or noun clause or relative clause. Now I hope that has been useful for you. Now look at these 3 examples. Simple sentence मैले तपाईहरुलाई भने टेक्स्ट बुकमा पढ्नुहोस्, पेजेस 24-25 मा डिटेल्ड के अरे एक्सप्लेनेसन दिएको छ, अनि those are the different types of simple sentences that you would get if it comes in the exam. यहाँनिर दुईटा एक्जाम्पल छ which are I think not discussed in the textbook. This is a very common and very simple example. Both these, again for your information, both these are questions that have come in the past madhyamik papers. तपाईको नयाँ सिलेबस 2017 देखि यता आएको थिएन, 2017 को अगाडि आएको हो, but they have come in the madhyamik. See the first one, he is very old, he cannot walk fast. They have said join into a simple sentence भनेको छ. यो क्वेशन दिएको छ, this is the question, 2 sentences. They have said the instruction is join into a simple sentence. Simple sentence मा join गर्दा के हुन्छ, he is too old to walk fast. Now this construction, this form of construction you keep in mind. If they say join into a simple sentence, one of the ways, अघि भन्यौ ing word is one way. This is another way. Another way भन्दा, it does not work with all sentences, but this is a very common manner of making joining 2 sentences into a simple sentence. When you say he is too old to walk fast, your answer is in the simple form, and these are the words that are used when you frame this kind of a sentence. अर्को example देखाएको छु यहाँ, a stone that rolls gathers no moss. That is the question. This is the question given in the exam. यो शब्दमा हेर्नुहोस्, यो सेन्टेन्समा हेर्नुहोस्, the word that is used, a stone that rolls gathers no moss भन्दैछ. That भन्ने शब्द युज गरेको छ. You must automatically think, because that word is there, it is a complex sentence. The question given is a complex sentence. किन that भन्ने शब्द प्रयोग गरेको छ? अघिको हिन्टमा बताएको थिए. They have said rewrite this sentence into a simple one. Simple sentence बना भनेको छ. यहाँनिर आन्सरमा मैले के गरेँ, a rolling stone gathers no moss. अघि मैले ing word भनेको थिएँ. When you use that ing word, you get a simple sentence. The question given was complex. The answer that you have written is a simple sentence. And like I told you with regard to the ing word there, I have used it here. So that is a simple sentence. Again, I'll repeat. Simple sentence अहिलेसम्म आएको छैन. Join into a simple sentence भनेको छैन. तपाईको किताबमा र पनि त्यो टेक्निकहरु हेर्नुहोस्. And remember what I have said. Remember, one way of joining sentences into a simple one is using an ing word. And this is the other simple form that I have shown you, using to and to. The third example here is from your textbook. तपाईं किताबमा एउटा कुन चाहिँ एक्सरसाइजमा यो सेन्टेन्स दिएको छ. Muskan is sick, she could not attend the function. Okay, so this example is from your book. You could get an open-ended question. Open-ended भनेको दुईटा सेन्टेन्स दिएको छ. Join into a single sentence पनि भन्नु सक्छ. अहिलेसम्म तिम्रो नयाँ एक्जाममा आएको छैन, but they can ask you that. Join into a single sentence भने नि एउटा सेन्टेन्स बना भन्दैछ. Simple भनेन मैले, single भनेको छ. So single भने नि you can join any way you want. You could make a simple sentence, compound sentence or a complex sentence. Now, this is where you have to be very careful. तिमीलाई join into a simple sentence भनेर यो दिएको छ भने you have to use that ing word like I have been repeating from the beginning. So this answer will be being sick, Muskan could not attend the function. ing word लाउनु भयो. When you say being sick, your answer is becoming a simple sentence. If they tell you to join into a compound sentence, which also so far has never come, not only in your new syllabus but since the old syllabus it has never come, but still, so लाउनु पर्यो compound sentence बना भने नि. So your answer will be Muskan is sick, so she could not attend the function. Actually यहाँनिर punctuationहरुको पनि काम छ, तर तपाईको at least in our board with regard to these things they don't go into the त्यहाँ कमाहरु लाग्नु पर्ने थियो. Anyways, compound sentence मा Muskan is sick, so she could not attend the function. If you write using so, you get a compound sentence. If you write using being, you get a simple sentence. If you write using one of those words, you get a complex sentence. Now mostly the question that comes is, that is the question, mostly they will say at the end within brackets they will say join into a complex sentence. So how will you join that? Because Muskan is sick, she could not attend the function. You could also say Muskan could not attend the function because she is sick. Same thing, means the same thing. तपाईले because लाए पनि भयो, since लाए पनि भयो, as लाए पनि भयो. So here in this one example, I have shown you how you can join into a simple sentence, into a compound sentence, as well as into a complex sentence. So with that, we end this class on simple, compound and complex sentences.